Week 7, Commanders at Giants. What the hell happened? Did Sam Howell lay an egg? Was the offensive line for the Commanders that bad? Or did the Giants suddenly wake up on defense and become an elite unit? Well, it's not the last option. And it's a little bit of the first two. Sam Howell was really bad in the first half. But he was also under siege. The offensive line did nothing. In the second half, Sam Howell was really good, and the difference is tangible. Not only is it tangible, it's schematic. The offensive line was doing something very different in the second half, and we'll get to exactly what in the video. But when they made that change and Howell had some time, he looked really, really good. I think that there's some hope to be gleaned from this game if you're a Commanders fan or just a fan of Sam Howell, simply because I think they figured out the solution to their problems that have plagued them all season, right? We saw the Commanders' offensive line get absolutely dominated and manhandled by the Bears, which is really sad, and the Buffalo Bills. So when the Commanders have blocked a little bit proficiently, Sam Howell's looked really good. They've produced pretty well, and they've won games. But when they get absolutely dominated, like they did this past Sunday, things go bad. Let's get to the film and see where Sam Howell was at fault, where the offensive line was at fault, and what kind of solutions and adjustments each made to fix that in the second half and hopefully going forward. We've already seen this in the video I posted yesterday. It's going to be a sack. It's a 5-step drop, and as I said in that video as well, Howell literally doesn't have enough time to set up in the pocket before he's going down. No fault sack. If you want a little bit more explanation on the sacks, watch the other video. It's much shorter, but I go much further in depth. Here, Howell has lots of time because it's 3rd and 25. So the first play was a run up the middle for nothing. The second play was that sack where he had no chance. And the third play was preceded by a false start. So pedestrian throw on 3rd and 30 for 15 yards. Anybody can make that throw. Here, Howell just misses. And it's part of a greater story. Howell was really bad in the first half. He was under constant pressure, but when he wasn't, the pressure obviously affected him. That's an uncharacteristically bad throw on an open receiver from a clean pocket. That's just bad. There's a false start by the left tackle, and that's a pickable ball. That ball goes right through the defensive back's hands. Interceptable pass number 1. I think I counted 3, maybe 4 in this game. We'll see at the end. Here they get the ball out quickly, routine throw. They need to do a lot more of that kind of stuff in order to protect Howell from this line. Again, I don't want to make a lot of excuses. Sam Howell was bad in the first half. He was real bad. But you saw in the second half when they gave him time and he settled down a little bit, he's a very good quarterback. See, I don't know what the hell this is. So, yes, he's got a man in his face. He's got a plus pocket move already for that. But it clearly wasn't to the tight end. And I'm hoping it wasn't to Curtis Samuel. That's just a really bad throw. And again, you could argue that's pickable. I wouldn't, but you could. It's certainly bad. It might be pickable. That's why you don't throw over the middle when you're under pressure. Weird, bad things happen. Here. This is another one of Sam Howell's sacks. Now, right here, he has enough time to get the ball out, but as we literally just discussed, you don't throw over the middle with a guy in your face. There's the guy in his face. Theoretically, if he were to have let this ball go instead of tucking it, as he's getting to the bottom of his release, he's going to be hit. When you're going over the middle into a tight window like that, you never want to be throwing while being contacted. That's how balls go the other way. Honestly, kind of smart of him to pull it down. That's a no-fault sack. You can't throw that. If you throw that over the middle into a tight window, bad things will happen. Here, under constant pressure, literally can't even get out of his fucking dropback. Just throws it away. Good job. That's a positive throwaway. Plus move, throwaway. Can't set up. Cannot get to the back of his drop before he's sacked. No fault. Clear no fault sack. Like a disgusting lack of ability to block. This is, by the way, PFF coming into this week had Washington as the 8th best pass blocking offensive line. That's ridiculous. That's like a disqualifyingly bad statement. And if somebody tells you the sky's red, don't ask him about colors anymore, right? Here, Howell does a good job of stepping up, running for a first down. Positive run. Good job. Sam Howell can do that. He's got good, not great mobility. A little bit of a sprint out. Good job to throw while on the run, being pressured, rolling to your left. I'll give him a plus pocket move for that, and a routine throw. So far, nothing really good downfield from Howell, but this isn't the good half. See here, this is just really sad, and it's a little bit of what happens when you throw when pressured deep, right? You got to be careful. So right here, he thinks he's got a clean pocket. Now, I don't know if this ball gets tipped. I don't think it gets tipped. I think it just fades away. That's a really, really bad pickable ball. I give him a plus pocket movement because he's throwing while under pressure. He's got to stand in there and take a hit. So it's a little tougher than normal, but you absolutely have to complete that ball. You certainly can't underthrow it like that into double coverage. That's a terrible pickable. And here he's just doesn't have enough zip. Like, what is this lack of velocity? What is this floater out to the sideline? Bad throw. Late, lack of velocity. Who the hell is this? This certainly can't be Sam Howell, right? Just not the guy we've come to expect. Here, navigates the pocket really well, stepping up and through and getting a throwaway. Good job. Nobody was really open, right? You could have thrown over the middle, but you'd have to throw over Kayvon Thibodeau and Dexter Lawrence to get the ball to your running back. It's not worth it. Just throw it away. Just throw it away. 2 positive movements and a throwaway. You're noticing these drives are ending really, really quick. The Commanders can't get anything going. They're not a good running team, and when their offensive line is in shambles like it was in the first half, they're not a good passing team. Again, like, how tall do you think Sam Howell would have to be to throw over this blitzing defensive back? Because he's about 6 foot. So if you add 5 inches, is that defensive back not going to bat the ball? It's a bad ball. You got to pull that down or pump fake. But I don't know what you want him to do. The offensive line is so bad, you really can't run a full offense. Routine throw. In training camp, beat writers for the Commanders were saying that the offensive line is so bad that it is struggling, like the offense is struggling to be able to execute any plays whatsoever against the defense. And some of them guessed that maybe it's because Washington's defense is just that good. And it turns out it's just the offensive line's that bad. Look at this. 3 guys coming in for the sack. If 3 guys are beating your offensive line off the snap, it's not the quarterback's fault. And again, you want to see more about the sacks, made a video breaking down every single one of them from this game and the intentional groundings. A little bit late, but a routine throw. I believe this is the last drive before the second half. Commanders are going to try to get something going with some tempo against softer defenses, right? And then the Giants bring the house and play cover 1. And Sam Howell goes right down. Right through the middle. Man, the offensive tackles aren't the worst I've ever seen. You know, Leno and Reif are good backup tackles. Bad starters, but good backups. The interior is inept. Now that's a beautiful throw. And people are not going to give this credit. Top of his drop, clean pocket for just a second. And that ball goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 yards. On a dime. Dropped by Curtis Samuel. That's going to end the first half. So that's the really bad half. That's the D-F half. This is the A+ half. Now what happened? The Commanders started keeping 6 men into block. As you'll see right here, right? They have 6 offensive linemen on the field. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And what this does is it gives the Commanders a little bit of extra time, right? Not here. Because even 6 offensive linemen are struggling mightily to handle... Oh my goodness. It's not just going to be these 6 offensive linemen. It's also going to be the running back. So they got 7 men in blocking. The running back takes number 19 there. I think that's a linebacker. Nobody ends up taking Bobby Okereke in the middle. Pathetic. And again, what do you want Sam Howell to do? You want him to throw this streak down at the bottom? This is actually one that I graded as Sam Howell's fault because he does technically have a streak. But notice, there's an unblocked guy coming in at him. It takes a lot of balls to make that throw, and now I think he should make it. I believe Sam Howell will eventually be a guy who makes that throw. But that's a lot to ask from a rookie quarterback. That's a ballsy throw, and you're going to get depleted. If 7 men blocking is not going to do it, maybe a screen will. So here's a routine throw. Get some of those yards back. After that, I think you have the botched punt, in which the Commanders recover the ball at a large gain. And here's Sam Howell's only throw thereafter. Nice little routine throw. That's a bad throw. He's trying to go for the fade. It's double covered rather than hold on to the ball and need a sack. He gets rid of it, and they punch it in on the ground on the next play. Here, Howell starts the drive with a nice little routine throw. Avoids a little pressure, fades away, changes the arm angle, very nice. Play action, 6 men blocking. Howell just getting the hell out of there, right? Beaten clean off the snap. Kayvon Thibodeau's effectively a free rusher, and you're going to tell me Sam Howell's the reason there's so many goddamn sacks? Watch the fucking game. Just gets out of the pocket and throws it away. Now, you know what? They're going to call this intentional grounding, and I'm going to blame Sam Howell for it, simply because if he takes 2 more steps before throwing, not intentional grounding. If he throws the ball at the feet of his receiver, not intentional grounding. But because he puts it so far upfield that it's totally and completely uncatchable, intentional grounding. So Howell just made a little bit of a bad decision, but again, he's under siege. Give him a bad sack for the play, but also give him a plus pocket movement. Here, this is just a nice throw. 15 yards downfield, far hash, 10 yards drop. Right, that ball probably travels about 30, 35 yards in the air. Great velocity. It takes arm talent to do that. That's a good throw, if not a great throw. And here, this is rough because it's not perfectly placed, right? But it is certainly catchable. 10 yards downfield in both of the hands right there, right? In my opinion, you got to catch that ball. But that's just my opinion. It's not a perfectly thrown ball. It's a routine ball. But I think it's catchable. I think you got to have that, especially if you're a tight end. Play action. Getting the hell out of dodge. This is a rough play. Pressure right off the bat, right? You've got... Look at this. You've got 3... 6, 8 men blocking. 8 men blocking, which means you have 2 receivers out in a pattern. The receivers aren't open because there's only 2 of them. The running back blocks and releases out on the flat. But Howell has to run. And he would like to roll to his left, but he can't because this blitzer has inside leverage on him, right? He's only got the option to roll to his right. And at this point, he just has to get the ball out of his hands, But he can't intentionally ground it. It's got to get past the line of scrimmage, or else it's a safety. He gets it past the line of scrimmage. He tries to get it out of bounds, can't. And it should have been picked off. Luckily, Kayvon Thibodeau's a defensive end, or else that would have been 7 for the Giants. It's 2+ pocket movements. He did a great job not to get sacked, but that's an interceptable ball. I know it was a throwaway, but when you throw the ball away poorly and it's interceptable, it's interceptable. That's pickable ball number 3. Screen, routine, nothing to it. Not going to dwell upon it. Going to move on real quickly now. Here, this is where Howell really turns it on. That's an elite throw. That's so goddamn tough. 5, 10, 15, 25 yards downfield between double coverage. We call that a pot shot, where you hit cover 2 underneath the safety and above the dropping corner. It's actually not cover 2, it's cover 1, but the safety does a really good job of ranging over. It is really simple coverage. I can't even diagram it for you. It's just man coverage with the safety over the top. The safety recognized right away Terry McLaurin's going to be the deep man. Safety does an incredible job of getting over there, but that ball could not have been thrown any better, and Terry McLaurin does a great job of hanging on through Xavier McKinney's hit. In fact, you get 15 yards tacked on because apparently Xavier McKinney was too good at his job. I don't really agree with that call, but we'll take it. Little play action, a lot of movement, throw the ball away. 2 pocket movements and a throwaway. This kid is just living in hell. Another play with 6 offensive linemen, and Howell pressured with a dime. I'm sorry that I cut you off there. I need 6 offensive linemen and another blocker. So he's got 7 blockers, and the man is still throwing off his back foot because he's still being hit as he throws. And the ball is perfect. Another elite throw. You don't get better than that. Now, Terry McLaurin's down, so it's not a touchdown, but how do you play better than that? I don't know. Little sprint out. I hate this play. This play is really frustrating. I know what he's trying to do. Curtis Samuel is open right here. You got to throw that ball right now in order to get it to him. Howell's a little late, and he throws the ball way too high. Hit him right here. You got to zip it in there. It's got to have a lot of velocity. It's a really, really hard throw. But the beauty of that, let me circle so you guys know who I'm talking about. Right here, Curtis Samuel is open. You lead him this way towards the pylon. That's an open throw, right? He's got leverage up a little bit, and he's got a lot of leverage this direction, so just put that ball somewhere in this V. That being said, it's a really tough throw, especially when Sam Howell's running, and if you can see his feet are not aligned to throw right now. Right? In order to throw on the run, you got to get your feet set a little bit. You know, Patrick Mahomes has made famous the off-platform throw, but it's not completely off-platform. You either have to jump and be airborne, or you have to be on your back foot, like he is right here. Right? Off your back foot, you can make that throw, but it's too late. What Sam Howell should have done, in my opinion, and much earlier than this, he should have hit this receiver right here. Right here, the ball needs to be out. I understand you want Curtis Samuel, and you had him, and you could have had it, but you didn't. And by now, you have to realize it's too late, right? If you're seeing this, it's already too late. So just check it down, take the 5 yards, get to 3rd and 5, 3rd and manageable. Instead, now it's going to be 3rd and long. You're going to have to throw 3rd and long from the 15. That's difficult. 6 men blocking, really good job. And now you get 6 yards, but it's not enough. It's a routine throw. You did your job, but it's not enough because you didn't take what was given to you on the play prior. And of course, Joey Sly missed the field goal because he's arguably the 4th worst kicker in the NFL. Here, Howell actually has time with a 5-man protection, and he just misses. That's a tough throw. You'd like to see him hit it. Bad throw. It stinks that it's a really tough throw, and he was pretty close, but close only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and, well, we're not going to talk about the last one. Here, another deep ball. It's a little off. Just a little off. Another one that's arguably bad. You could say it's solid because it's a bit of a jump ball, but I'm going to say bad because we're afraid of Sam Howell bias. You either get him on a boot to protect him, and Howell does a good job hitting Jahan Dotson for 10 yards. That's a really good throw. Solid throw. Utilizing velocity, one of the tools in his bag. Here, I hate this fourth down play. Why do you have your quarterback rolling to his left on a fourth down play? What good could this possibly be doing? And then making a tight window throw while rolling left? This is nuts. Inexcusably dumb play on a short yardage situation. So we're going to call this a routine throw with a plus pocket movement. But know that I want more. Another play where Howell's being hit as he throws. We'll give him a plus pocket movement. Ball's a little late, but it's lofted up there because he wants Jahan Dotson to win the ball. And Jahan Dotson doesn't win the ball. It's a routine throw. Right? That's where you want the ball. Jahan Dotson just doesn't go up and win it. Half the time he does, and it looks brilliant. Here, this is a really well-placed ball. I know it's an RPO and he has lots of underneath leverage, and typically RPOs are routine, but when you throw them with perfect placement to let your receiver get upfield, they're solid. And that's exactly what happened here. But for this tight end tripping up, he probably has another 10, 20 yards in him. Good job throwing with anticipation, hit the quick curl, stay ahead of the chains. We need more of that out of Howell. If we see that continue throughout the next couple weeks, we'll see a really necessary evolution from Sam Howell. Again, another max protection. There are 2 receivers, right? There are 8 blockers. There are 2 receivers. And Sam Howell makes it worthwhile. Solid throw deep down the middle of the field. This is Eric Bieniemy's adjustment. He realized they don't have the talent to block up front, but they do have the talent to get open. Right? So the idea is, let's watch that play again. You know who's really good on this Commanders team? Oh gosh, neither of them are actually out there on this play. Terry McLaurin's really good. Curtis Samuel's pretty good. Jahan Dotson's real good. Not as good as McLaurin, but he's good. The offensive line is terrible. So I would rather have my 3 receivers going out for pass patterns, knowing one of them is going to get open just because they're so good, and then have 8 men blocking because I need the help because my guys stink. And if you'll see on this play, it's exactly what they did, except they did it with their tight end and their 4th or 5th string receiver. Right? It's Logan Thomas running a big pick there, and then Byron Pringle, who, depending on how you count him, is the 4th or 5th receiver. Then with 8 men blocking. But I think it's the right idea. Maybe not the right personnel, but certainly the right idea. Here, while you're running the ball with your quarterback, I'm not totally certain. You need to get down the field and score points, not churn clock. And if you're going to churn clock, don't do it with the quarterback who's already taken way too many hits this year. Here, this is a really good throw. This is just a really good throw. I don't know why it jumped back like that, but watch as Sam Howell, because of the boot, he has to boot left. They really like booting left for some reason, and there is an opening over the middle of the field. You could throw right here to the tight end over the middle, 5-10 yards, but Sam Howell has greater designs. Throws it to Jahan Dotson for 8 yards. On the sideline, get out of bounds, stop the clock. I love that throw. That's a solid, very difficult throw. Another boot, routine, gets it out in rhythm. Curtis Samuel does a nice job of getting an extra yard after the catch. And now I believe it's 4th and 1. Yep, 4th and 1, and Sam Howell, under pressure, has to fade away to make sure he gets this ball over the line. Nice ball. It's routine. But it's accurate, and it's a plus pocket movement, and it shows calm under pressure, poise in the pocket, and arm talent. He did that completely off platform. Love to see it. Here, Howell's got the deep shot, but he just hesitates, and it turns into a throwaway. This is unfortunate, right? So the Giants are playing a very soft coverage. Can't actually tell if it's cover 4 or cover 2 just because of where they are on the field. It all kind of ends up looking the same. I'm going to guess cover 4, but I'm not quite sure. Personally, if I'm Howell, I'm throwing the ball to Terry McLaurin on a jumper right up by the top of the eye. Why? Well, he's covered. He's certainly covered. But I'm betting Terry McLaurin, superstar, is going to moss rookie Xavier Banks, and I'm betting that this safety can't get over there. So just put that ball back here, and if anybody's going to get it, McLaurin is. Instead, Howell don't want to risk that. I understand. It's first down, and he just gets rid of it. Live to fight another day. Nothing wrong with it. It's a throwaway. I won't give you the plus pocket movements for it just because I think that there were options out there, and I think that your option happened to be your best player. Little screen. Screens are routine. We know this. They get the ball to their best player this time. Third down. We got a shot. I don't know what the hell this is. I mean, I know what it is. You're trying to get Terry McLaurin a jump ball in the end zone. But he's not open, and you got dudes who are open. Now, I know that this is probably a design play off the bat, but check that ball down, dude. Like, I know that... Here, let's watch Sam Howell's eyes. At no point does he look anywhere but. This is a one-man route. Like, the only reason that there are other receivers running routes is because there's a possibility that Terry McLaurin falls down. Right? But this ball's out before this breaker comes inside. I don't like it. I don't like the play. I don't like the design. I don't like the way Howell handled it. But technically, I can't blame him that much. It's a bad throw, certainly. But it's difficult to blame his decision-making. Now here, Howell's under immediate pressure again. Just watch the left tackle. Doesn't notice the edge pressure from B.J. Ojulari. Great spin move by Howell, excuse my hiccup. Rolls left and puts the ball on Jahan Dotson's hands. Now, I'm sure you've seen this play. It's a little off target. It's slightly behind, but when Jahan Dotson, a receiver known for his his ball skills and his body control, gets two hands on a ball, you got to catch it. Now, I will say, I know Sam Howell's under complete duress, and he's rolling left. And you shouldn't throw back across your body. But it would have been really easy, and I'm talking really easy, to hit your tight end here, if you can get the ball there. Now, I know it's a really tough throw, but if you're even close, he's going to get that ball. Granted, Sam Howell made a really nice throw here. This is a solid throw. This is a good throw. Jahan Dotson just drops it. And that's going to be the end of the game. Sam Howell got a 4.5 slugging grade on this game, and usually that corresponds to about a B. But I downgraded him to a C+ on the letter grade, and that's what really matters. Mostly because I can't give somebody a B when they throw 4 interceptable balls. I can't give somebody a B when they only score 7 points, and there aren't a ton of drops. Now, there were some drops, and they were very costly, very unclutch drops, but not enough for a B, in my opinion. On the day, Sam Howell had some really nice throws. He had 3 elite throws and a 4th throw that was great. Not quite elite, but very, very, very good. All of them should be considered big-time throws, in my opinion. Again, the issue is just the interceptable balls. He was actually accurate on 72% of his passes, which is league average. And when you're throwing downfield this much and you're throwing against pressure this much, that's impressive to me. Alas, the first half was just damning, right? 3 interceptable balls, the 1 elite throw, but very few positive plays. In this game, he had just about as many positive plays as negative plays, right? Both at about 19% of his dropbacks. That being said, Howell dropped back 34 times this game, right? 25 times he had to manipulate the pocket in a positive manner. So that doesn't even include times when he got sacked and didn't move properly. So that's not pressures. He was pressured more than 25 times. That's just 25 times he made plays to extend the play in the pocket or to get out of the pocket. That's nuts. That rate is insane and unsustainable. Additionally, Sam Howell was sacked 5 times. I think one of them was his fault. I gave him a second negative sack for a play in which he had an intentional grounding. And we went over that. If you want to see more about the sacks, please check out the video. I'm going to link above. The sacks are time intensive, but the film is about 5-6 minutes. I don't think you can blame Sam Howell for the amount of pressure he's seeing or the sacks he's taking. I think that he is just in a no-win situation. And the Commanders did a really good job in the second half of fixing that by leaving 6, 7, and even 8 men in to block. When you have really good receivers, you don't need all of them to go out in pass patterns because one or two of them will win. And the Commanders realized that Terry McLaurin's going to win deep most of the time, but you need extra blockers to make sure that somebody is there to throw him the ball. Overall, I think Sam Howell is still playing really well. Yes, he got a C+, and yes, that's his worst grade in a while. But once the Commanders made some adjustments in a very close game, he looked incredible. In the second half, when they started doing a lot more max protection, leaving 6th and even 7th offensive linemen on the field, Sam Howell got an A+ from me. 2 elite throws, a great throw. Yes, he had one pickable ball, but he was very accurate, 78% accuracy. In the first half, he had 10 dropbacks and 10+ pocket movements. Every single play. Like, he's got, as often as he takes a snap, he's manipulating the pocket to extend the play or run away from defenders. That is unsustainable. That is absurd. It almost makes me wonder if I'm counting wrong. In the second half, Sam Howell had 25 dropbacks. He was only pressured on 15. That's still way, way, way too high, but it's better. And when you're throwing deep downfield, as they were in the second half, it comes with the territory. I think that there are reasons to be really excited about the Commanders still if this extra man blocking scheme works out for them. I saw it work with the Browns really well in about 2019 under Hugh Jackson and Freddie Kitchens. Before Freddie Kitchens got promoted to head coach, that was a mistake. The Browns' offensive line was just terrible, so they left a 6th offensive lineman and extra tackle in almost every snap, and it worked really well. Right? It gave Mayfield time in the pocket to throw downfield, which was what he does best, and he picked teams apart. He put together a really, really good season. As a rookie, no less. Hopefully, the Commanders do the same thing with Sam Howell. Hopefully, the results are similar. That being said, I think it's really hard to watch this game and come away with any opinion other than the Commanders' offensive line is so bad that it almost eliminates your ability to run an offense. Like, you can't do normal things with this offensive line. They couldn't run screens. Howell's getting pressured on screens. He's getting balls batted away right in his face on screens and quick-hitting slants. Inexcusable. I don't think the Commanders are a good team just yet, simply because I think their secondary is terrible, and I think their offensive line is arguably the worst I've seen. But I think there are pieces here, and I think Sam Howell is certainly proving he is the guy for the Commanders. I can't think of 10 quarterbacks playing better right now this year. What do you guys think? Am I being too light on him? Am I being too harsh on him? Point out where. Again, if you really want to see what I think about all the sacks, where I think Howell could improve, where I think the offensive line could improve, check out the video I mentioned earlier. It'll be at the end screen. Until next time, I'm going to be grinding film. Hasta.